By the end of the day today, I'm going to be broke as shit.
Fans are expressing concerns for Colleen Hoover after the It Ends With Us author posted a distressed video on Instagram. Sipping on a
is back on Instagram, but she's removed all traces of Blake Lively. Also, Hollywood, can we stop this narrative that both of them are marching towards mutually assured destruction? One of them's just trying to defend them.
Is in the news as a source says she never intended to sue. Why they're saying she did what she did and why it is very sinister and why it backfired. Also, like I said, Colleen Hoover is back and she has deleted.
Author Colleen Hoover, whose novel It Ends With Us was turned into the much talked about movie starring Justin Baldoni and novice film editor Blake Lively, is breaking her silence.
Blake Lively's charm and humor have been the cornerstones of Hollywood's Golden Girls career as a style icon and beloved actor. However, she has recently been at the heart of controversy over the film adaptation of It Ends With Us, which is based on Colleen Hoover's best-selling novel, due to online conversations and speculative rumors. According to reports, what should have been a perfect partnership between a well-known author and a beloved actress has devolved into a tumult of creative disagreements and behind-the-scenes conflict. What's actually happening behind closed doors is the true question that many people are asking.
Is back. She's not retired, and she scraped all posts, mentions, photos of Blake Lively. The whole thing's gone. What does that mean? Colleen Hoover. She said she was retiring, or that was the rumors. She deactivated the account after defending Blake very loudly. And now all that support, all mentions are gone. Now, to be fair, no mentions of Justin either, but I don't think there were a lot on this either. As we've gone through, this Redditor put together some good numbers, some data for us to actually look at. She now has 5,697 posts. She previously had 5,665 posts. So that means she deleted 32 posts. Also, she had 2,975 account followers before. Now she has 2,964, meaning she unfollowed 11 accounts. Now, 11 people could have blocked her, I suppose. Not incredibly easy to tell, but a lot of people are noticing that Blake is not following her anymore. And so a lot of theories as to what's happening.
Is Colleen Hoover okay? Have you guys seen her latest stories? Seems like she's a bit off. I got so many messages of people telling me to go to her story, so let's watch this together.
Be either a new rock bottom for me or the best thing that's ever come out of my brain.
Fans were ecstatic when it was initially revealed that It Ends With Us would be adapted into a movie. Colleen Hoover's book had already developed a cult following because of its honest and poignant depictions of pain, domestic abuse, and survival. The book struck a profound chord with readers, many of whom related its message to their own experiences.
You don't know, Colleen Hoover was friends with Justin Baldoni for years. He reached out to her, wooed her, expressed his love and admiration for her writing, and really sold her on the story that he wanted to tell as director before the plantation princess extorted him and took over all control of the movie. Submitted in the amended lawsuit against Taylor Swift's bestie are all these email communications between Baldoni and Hoover. And despite their long history together, Colleen Hoover repeatedly turned her back on Justin Baldoni, as well as publicly praising the wife of Scarlett Johansson's ex-husband. Even before the release of It Ends With Us, the author distanced herself from Baldoni. Instead of promoting the film with him, she joined the promo trail repeatedly with her. Only at the very beginning did she have an event with Justin Baldoni. But after that, right up until the film's release, it was all about Colleen and Blake, Colleen and Blake.
The It Ends With Us legal battle between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni keeps on escalating. Blake's team is on the hunt for receipts and has filed a subpoena seeking every single one of Justin's phone calls, text messages, data logs, and real-time location information over the past 2.5 years. Her attorneys tell ET they will, quote, expose the people, tactics, and methods that have worked to destroy and bury her reputation.
Yeah, it's pretty common. Usually one side will ask for whatever they can, but there will be pushback. And those requests typically get limited or restricted in some.
Blake Lively was revealed as the film's producer in addition to being cast as the story's protagonist, Lily Bloom. At first glance, this appeared to be a wonderful fit. Blake's participation revealed her enthusiasm for the narrative, and many thought she was the best choice because of her track record of striking a balance between grace, charisma, and dramatic depth.
On social media, she tagged her on the I to the G and wrote, @Blake Lively, you have been nothing but honest, kind, supportive, and patient since the day we met. Thank you for being exactly the human that you are. Never change, never wilt. This woman is a professional. She knows the importance of words like I do. Starting her statement to the Woody Allen apologist with, you have been nothing but honest, more than implies that Justin Baldoni has been dishonest.
But as pre-production went on, stories started to circulate, suggesting that Colleen Hoover and the production team were having creative problems. Although nothing was confirmed directly, some fans pointed out that Colleen had published cryptic social media messages that appeared to hint at problems.
This clip of something Colleen Hoover said about Justin Baldoni at Book Bonanza.
You know, when Justin said he wanted to play Ryle, I was on board for that. I thought that he kind of was what I envisioned when I wrote the book.
But if you had looked at Justin Baldoni's lawsuit and timeline, then you would know that Colleen Hoover was the one who suggested he play Ryle. Justin Baldoni provided several emails sent between him and Colleen Hoover ahead of turning It Ends With Us into a movie. Justin reached out to Colleen Hoover with the idea of optioning the book into a movie under his production company, Wayfarer Studios. And he never mentioned acting in the film until Colleen suggested it. But she did right here on April 12th, 2019. She sent in an email, have you given any thought to whether you would want an acting role in this? Say, maybe Ryle? I could see it.
In addition, Justin Baldoni, the actor and director well known for Jane the Virgin, was cast as real Connor Lily's romantic interest and director of the movie. Though some fans conjectured that there might have been disagreements between Blake and Colleen about how the movie should be adapted, especially when it came to tackling the novel's more serious issues, Justin, who has established a reputation for intelligent storytelling, was expected to handle the adaptation with care.
Said at Book Bonanza. Now, this doesn't have anything to do with the allegations made against Justin Baldoni, but it's just interesting to see that she made this comment at Book Bonanza, because as a reminder, Book Bonanza happened in the midst of Blake Lively allegedly taking over the film, and Justin Baldoni was not allowed to go to Book Bonanza. Instead, Blake Lively, Brandon Sklenar, and Colleen Hoover went, and Blake, quote-unquote, snuck the movie in to show fans without Sony's approval because it wasn't done being edited. During the event, Colleen was talking about casting Justin as Ryle and said that he was the one who suggested it, which I almost feel like is just setting up the distance between Justin Baldoni and the rest of the cast from that point, before any allegations were publicly made and before they even appeared separately for PR, when speculations started forming about what happened between the cast. Maybe it was just an innocent comment, but to me, it just seems a little too convenient.
Then the moment arrived that escalated rumors into a full-fledged dispute. Colleen reportedly raised her voice. Colleen Hoover's ambiguous but suggestive remarks in interviews and on social media stoked conjecture, even though no official pronouncements have confirmed the scope of the alleged disputes. Her remarks were perceived by some fans as anger at the way the adaptation was being handled. Some people don't want the truth to come out. They'd rather throw money at a problem than face it, was one purported quote that went viral online. Although she didn't give names, many people started to speculate that this was a reference to the conflicts that existed behind the scenes in It Ends With Us.
Under fire for her initial support of Blake Lively at the start of the public It Ends With Us feud with Justin Baldoni. In her Instagram rant, she discusses financial worries.
By the end of the day today, I'm going to be broke as Thanks, Stephanie. You better be careful because maybe TMZ was right. Maybe I am firing all my employees and retiring. Well, I can't retire now because now I'm going to be in the hole by 5 p.m.
Colleen then makes a statement directly to the public, saying,
even if you hate me, you should go buy a piece because it's a very kind of bad thing. You know, at least I have my Diet Pepsi. It's still going to be a great day because you guys get almost free merch. Congrats.
It was revealed that Blake Lively had allegedly pushed for script modifications that diluted or changed the book's more harsh themes. The rumors only got stronger. Some claimed that this was done to increase the film's marketability, while others countered that it was an effort to fit Blake's personal brand. Nevertheless, these assertions are still completely conjectural and lack hard data. Thus,
going on here is the isolation of Blake Lively. As we mentioned before, and as I reported in my newsletter this week, all of her famous friends are radio silent. A lot of people who came out and supported her in the beginning, they were all Team Blake. They have gone quiet. We talked about how Colleen Hoover, the actual author of the book, It Ends With Us, took herself off of Instagram for a while and just came back and removed any reference of Blake.
Colleen Hoover spoke candidly about Justin Belvin's role in the movie at Book Bonanza, a fan event honoring writers and readers. She said, "Justin cares profoundly about getting this right, praising his enthusiasm for the endeavor. He's been really active, and I have faith that he will make Lily's narrative come to life the way it deserves to be." Her statement seemed to contradict the rumors that she was completely dissatisfied with the adaptation's direction, prompting fans to wonder if the alleged arguments were as heated as they seemed.
Break from social media in late January, deactivating her Instagram. While she returned to the platform last month, she appeared to scrub all traces of Lively and Baldoni from her profile, along with any mention of It Ends With Us, which hit theaters in August of 2020.
The internet swiftly took sides as rumors circulated. Some fans backed Blake Lively, stating that imaginative film adaptations are essential, while others expressed support for Colleen Hoover, stressing that a true adaptation should preserve the book's unadulterated intensity. Fascinatingly, Justin Belvin's contribution to the production also came up for debate. According to some accounts, he was attempting to mediate between Colleen and Blake in order to reach a compromise that would please the author and the production team. Other rumors suggested that he also contributed creative ideas that didn't align with Colleen's vision.
Baldoni claims Blake Lively never intended to file a lawsuit. So these documents are not new, what I'm about to share with you, but it's an interesting take that I don't think we properly have discussed yet. And that take is that people wonder, well, why would Blake Lively make this public claim? Well, maybe she never intended for it to be public. Maybe the private claim was all she intended to coerce control of the film or whatnot. In the amended lawsuit, Justin Baldoni claimed Lively never intended to file a civil lawsuit, which would have triggered the Wayfair party's right to discovery, including obtaining evidence and deposing Lively under oath. By the time Lively actually filed a lawsuit against the Wayfair parties, the damage to the Wayfair parties was done by virtue of Lively's months of colluding with the New York Times on a false and malicious narrative, unshielded by any privilege. Make no mistake, these actions were deliberate.
As the hashtag number sign stand with the line gained popularity, Blake's public relations team quickly attempted to minimize the controversy by claiming it was a misunderstanding. Since no well-known Hollywood personalities publicly backed Blake, there was further conjecture.
His lawyer calls the move a, quote, massive fishing expedition. In the midst of this court battle, It Ends With Us author Colleen Hoover has quietly reactivated her Instagram account after 3 weeks, but she deleted all of her posts featuring Justin or Blake.
I take no credit for that.
Action! And after Blake was accused of turning the cast against Justin, yet another newly resurfaced interview is coming back to haunt her.
Because she oversteps her boundaries a bit.
In a 2009 interview with Glamour, the Gossip Girl star says when Penn Badgley was cast as her love interest, quote, I was so upset that they hired him, I actually poisoned the whole cast against him.
Oh, wow.
What?
Blake says it took around a week before she realized he wasn't a...
Only time will tell what part he played in the adaptation. However, if Hollywood has taught us anything, it's that stories are never as straightforward as they appear. Tell us in the comments area below if you believe there is more to the story or if these are just exaggerated rumors. Additionally, remember to subscribe for more deep dives in Hollywood.